Last time on Wannabe Developer, I came up with an idea that borrowed elements from Hearthstone's Tavern Brawl system to add a new competitive game mode to Marvel Contest of Champions that did not require a high time or money investment to participate in a competitive fashion. So there was a lot of pros and cons to that idea, and today I have a new one. This one is called Collector Junior. So Collector Junior would ultimately be a title that you can earn for collecting a certain number of 2-star champions. And you might be thinking, well, there's not a lot of 2-star champions in the game, and you would be correct. If we flip over to my 2-star champion list here, I think there's like 30 something that you can get out of the crystals, and then there's also some promotional ones that you can get, for doing certain things or just Kabam, releases them promotionally. So, in one case, I got Thor Jane Foster here from logging into the game with a Samsung Note 7 device, before they kind of went kablooey. And then I also got Doctor Strange down here. He was a temporary thing when the Doctor Strange movie was coming out. So, there's a lot of the newer 2-star champions. In fact, all of the newer 2-star champions, you cannot find them in the 2-star crystal. And the idea is to change that. The idea is to basically add the 2-star champions all throughout the game world. In all of the earlier acts, in all of the event quests, in Realm of Legends, in Labyrinth of Legends, in Road to the Labyrinth, everything you could think of, the class daily events, everything. The 2-star champions would be scattered throughout them. For the most part, you'd get them through finding certain ambushes. Like even in Act 1, Act 2, there'd be certain champions that you'd run into, you'd find them through means of an ambush. It would be that unique champion that you'd come across, so it'd be a little bit special. And then after you defeated that opponent, you would get the 2-star version of that champion. For places that don't have ambushes, like Realm of Legends, you would just have a chance to obtain that special champion after completing Realm of Legends. So there's a bunch of reasons why I think that this would be a good addition to the game. For one, the game is ever expanding, and yet it feels like it's shrinking at the same time. There's no reason to go back to these areas. The only reason to go back to Realm of Legends is to use Winter Soldier as like a target dummy, or just for fun. But there's no like carrot on a stick. There's no reason for us to go back there. There's nothing for us to earn if we've already beaten it. Same thing for like Road to the Labyrinth. I'm never going to touch Road to Labyrinth ever again, except to, maybe make some guide videos or something like that. But if you're not making YouTube videos out of it, then, I can't see any reason to go back to it as a player. Yet it's taking up game space, right? Same thing with like Acts 1 through 3, even Act 4, right? There's not much reason for me to go back to Act 4, even though it's the most difficult and most challenging act out of the main story quest, right? Even though they're about to add Act 5 relatively soon, we don't know when, but right. So basically, yeah, the game is ever expanding. There's more and more things to do in the game, and at the same time, if you've already done those things, what's the point of going back? So that's the first pro on the list here, is that it would expand the Marvel Contest of Champions universe without expanding it. So it would not increase the amount of, it wouldn't increase the file size, the download file size, right? Not by much, at least, right? So yeah, it would give us a reason to go back to some of these areas. Another pro is that collecting is fun. Collecting almost anything can be really fun. I mean, whether it's champions or comics or Pokemon or whatever, collecting video games, whatever you want to collect, whatever you enjoy collecting, it's fun. That shouldn't have to be something to even argue, right? I'm not saying it would be fun for everyone. Not everyone would have to participate in getting these 2-star champions. It's not a requirement, but it'd be fun for a lot of players. It would be accessible to players of all experience levels. Whether you're just starting out in the game or you've already beaten Act 4, even if you 100% completed Labyrinth of Legends, I can imagine some players going back to Act 1 in Story Quest here and trying to find a unique champion. It would have a high level of community involvement, because the way it should be implemented, in my opinion, is that Kabam would not tell us where to find these champions. And we would have to kind of put together a list of where you can possibly stumble across these champions and get them. Maybe certain champions can be found in all of the acts. Maybe some of them that can only be found in Act 3, Chapter 3, Quest number 2, or something like that, right? So we would have to come up with that, and we'd have to figure it out together. So that'd be pretty fun. It would also help newer players catch up in the game just a little bit quicker, because I don't think it should be limited to the unique champions. I don't think it should be limited to champions that you can that you can only get outside of crystals, right? So like it would include the champions in the crystals too. So like Iron Man, Wolverine, all of those, right? and it would help to add signature ability levels, because if you already have the champion, I still think that you should be able to find them in an ambush, and of course if you beat that champion, you'd get like the basic version, which if you already have the champion, it would add a signature ability level. So it would help newer players not only increase their two-star roster, but also to add these signature ability levels and get the max signature ability crystals a little bit faster as well. I should quickly mention the event quest, right? If we go back to event quest real quick, I also think that even the newest champions should be added as 2 stars during the monthly event quest. So like Hood and Dormammu here, it would be a limited time, but you have a chance to get them, drawing more players into doing like the monthly event quest. But I don't think it should be limited to just that, right? It should be limited at first to just that monthly event quest, but then maybe somewhere down the line, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe they add them to other parts of the game as well. One final pro before I get to some of the cons is that it would just give people another reason to log into the game. I mean, you could see that Kabam has been increasing the amount of things they're giving out just for logging in. How many calendars have we gone through now where all they're asking us to do is log into the game, and they're going to give us a bunch of free rewards. So add that to the list of pros. Let's move on to the cons now, though. I don't think there's many of them, but there are definitely cons. These quests, while it might be fun to get these certain champions, the quests might be too easy to enjoy exploring. Of course, you know, maybe you can find other ways to have fun, like maybe I don't know, stopping by like a live stream, even if it's real late at night or something like that, and just hanging out with people while going through these quests, since it won't take that much effort. And there's also the auto fight ability that's in the game as well. So it's the fights themselves might not be the most fun, but I do think it would still be fun, like trying to explore and you know, have something to do other than just like waiting for Act 5 to be released, right? Another con is that it might be too many heroes. If we look at my my profile here, I have 200 heroes already. There are players out there that have over 250 heroes. I looked up Genser M, and let me actually see how many this guy actually has. So Genser M, he has the highest total rating, and he has 254 champions. I don't know if he has the highest number of champions, but he probably does, right? And 254, that's a lot. I can only imagine that the most hardcore of hardcore players, they're just going to be adding more and more champions to the roster. At some point, does that become too many? I don't know. Maybe that's why Kabam had the 2-star champions limited in the first place. Don't know. Might like strain their servers and databases too much and all that stuff. So the final con that I have on the list here is development time. Now, I don't think it's going to require a ton of development time, not nearly as big as something like Alliance War or Alliance Quest, but of course those also have more benefits to it than just collecting 2-star champions. Those are going to keep players playing the game a lot more than just adding some 2-star champions to the game. So you kind of have to weigh the balance of, you know, how many players is this going to get into the game and keep them logging in versus the amount of development time. So I don't know if it would probably be worth it. Like, I don't think development time is too crazy. They already have ambushes in the game. They would just have to adjust that to have different champions and then adjust the rewards that they give. Then they would have to go back and add some champions, add like a percent chance to get certain champions for beating like Realm of Legends, stuff like that. So I don't think the development time is too insane, but of course there still has to be development time. Even before they can start actually developing the idea, they would have to have like meetings and all that good stuff to see if it would even be worth it. And yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes other than just one day, downloading a patch and now it's in the game, right? So yeah, I think that's the last con on my list here. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think this is a good idea or not. Be brutally honest. Would this be something that you'd want to see, or would this would it be something you didn't care about at all? Also, if you have any ideas for future episodes, go ahead and leave those. I do have a ton of ideas myself, but it'd be interesting to see what you guys like to add to the game. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. I will see you in the next episode, next video, or late night live stream. Have a good one. Take care.